Hey, welcome to the show, Giovanna. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I know it's been such a long time. We've been going back and forth quite a bit to finally make this happen. I'm super thrilled that we're here. Um, I know our audience is going to be really, it's just really excited about hearing a lot about what you have going on. I know you've been, building out a lot of cool things behind the scenes, and I'm really excited to like jump right into it. Um, let's start with the beginning, right? How did you get all of that started?
Sunless Glow Beauty Bar, the concept behind Sunless Glow Beauty Bar was just something I've always wanted to do for a while. I wanted to offer a place not only for education and helping other people grow their business within my space, but I wanted to be more of an experience to men and women to feel comfortable and welcome to offer a range of beauty services available to them. I've been doing the beauty business for 10 years now. When I was in college, it was a side hustle. And then it grew just off of word of mouth, and great opportunities came up to where I was making money. And then an incredible opportunity came about to where I can get a prime location store. And then I just opened up shop and just did something that I really was passionate about.
Wow, that's really inspiring. So you pretty much felt like this lane was a lane that you wanted to dominate, and you just took the leap of faith and you went right for it. Is that how it went down?
It did. I mean, it's
All
been
right,
a passion
perfect.
of mine since I was young. There's a whole backstory to it, but beauty services have always
Yeah.
been something that have been a part of me. So if it's something that I love to do and I can help others with, then that's just my calling, and that was something that I was always interested in. So if I can help other people, that's amazing.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that a lot. I love that a lot. So, like, what fascinated you about the beauty space?
So, what fascinated me about beauty space is the aesthetics is a big factor. I would say seeing the confidence and the shine through my clients themselves after a treatment from the moment they walk into the store and then they leave after a great experience. I also love like aesthetics, so like the smell of candles and just feeling like it's kind of like a five-star resort with the decorations and displays. I often have fresh flowers and like treats for clients just to make them feel like, just very comfortable and relaxed. But I realized early on there's a lot of competition in the beauty space. So it's all about just giving the best experience to your customers. And then you just have to remind them that they're number one when they come in. You have to just make sure that you are taking care of them and making everything a great experience for them. And they're going to talk about you and recommend you to others. So for the beauty space, I just feel like it needs to not only be about aesthetics, but how you treat your customers always.
I really love your emphasis on customer experience and being able to, drive that element or lead with that element, if you will. I always think in any business across industries that being able to put your customers first, understanding what the needs of the customers are, is vital. It's something that you always want to start with the customer and build your overall strategy around that. And that's something that I've always found
Exactly.
to be like a winning strategy no matter what business you're in. So I'm super thrilled to hear that, you've taken that very seriously for your business. That's phenomenal. I love that. Um, so
And it's like all about educating too. You also want to educate your client. That's like key too. When they feel comfortable with someone that has experience and, been doing it for a long time and not only keeping up with education and educating
yeah,
them is the best thing that you can do to make them feel as comfortable. And that's when they keep coming back, following up, making sure that your client is always checked on after any service, giving them the proper aftercare
yeah.
information. Just like with any business, you always want to make sure that you are making sure that they're okay and they feel like you care just in any business. So,
Yeah,
very
100%.
important.
100%.
Yeah.
I love that a lot. So like, can you talk to me about like what key insights that led you, or what key insights did you have that led you to start this business? Like, you know, why, what did you know about the beauty space that led you to go into it?
So, my mother was a big influence for me when I was growing up. She was Latina, she was very fair complexion, and she'd always stay out of the direct sunlight and use a lot of sunscreen and always made sure she was up to par with getting ready every day and making sure that when you look good, you do better in
Mm-hmm.
life. So, her skin has always, like, I looked at her, I'm like, Mom, your skin has always been like silky smooth. And I would, quick to follow her footsteps. When I was growing up, I was dancing as a dancer and modeling at a young age. I was always having to make sure I was looking good, making sure I feel good. So, your image for me is a key factor into also educating yourself because people look up to you by how you present yourself.
Absolutely.
And it just led to me to do a lot when I moved to Los Angeles when I was 18. I wanted to make sure I was educating people how I was educated at a young age. You can do the proper remedies to keep your skin safe and also healthy and looking good. Um, and then as I started growing my mobile business, I always looked at it as just I wanted to grow on and expand into services and one of those other things I can do to help others. My mom got sick, so what helped me and pushed me was to really just focus and keep growing when my mom got sick. Unfortunately, she passed away, but
I'm sorry.
I continued to grow my business and expanded my services. And I also helped other women expand their services within my business. So, my mom actually passed away a few years ago, but I feel like my legacy is going to continue because of her and because of cancer. My other key factors that I also do myself is medical scar tattooing and just help me help other women with major scars because my mom did have tumors which was cancerous, so she would have big scars, so she hated them, so I would help her with medical scar tattooing, which helps relieve those scars and conceal them and give other women their confidence back, which for me, like I said, when you look good you feel good and you do good. So the key factor I think of me pushing beauty services was because of my mom. Besides all the other, entrepreneurships that I like to do, and other aspects in, my career, like real estate and other stuff. But beauty has my heart and will always have my heart. Like it's just something that was just brought up because of my mother.
Wow.
So that's one of the key factors was my mom. Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
yeah.
I think that was a really
So
touching story.
yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah,
And I feel like entrepreneurs who really get into their line of work from such a deep, passionate background uh, tend to like build really great big businesses, because you have that heavy load on your chest that's working, that's with you everywhere you go, right? Um, and your mom being such an
hmm,
inspiration, that's going to be such a motivating factor to help you or guide you into accomplishing your goals and making sure that you build and leave that legacy
exactly.
behind. And that's so inspiring. I'm really happy to hear your story on that. um, but to like segue back into just the beauty space at large, right? um, what does it take to grow a beauty brand today in 2024?
Well, I think many might think you just have to have like a big following or you just put content out there. But for me, I've been doing this for over 10 years. But with everything that is so saturated, you've just got to really stand out towards everything, focusing on two things I think is just help me. It's about educating your customers and giving them the right products, including aftercare. The other is catching an eye on high end content and also have a professional. I also have a production studio that I do all my content out and I keep it very personal and I shoot a lot of content that just aligns with what is with my business, and I feel like others need to do that as well. Don't follow trends, just stick to your passion and what you do, and don't follow anybody else because they're doing that. To grow your own beauty brand, people want to see the true authentic you, and do it because you want to do it, and it's not just about the money. But me having the production studio that I have, I can also like bring in new talent, and I also have a team that helps me create new opportunities. So I feel like you got to grow a team to do anything. So have a
Yeah.
team that really supports you and helps you and keeps you focused, because sometimes you can lose track on things. But
Hmm.
a lot of the growth has actually came from word of mouth in my business. Like, it's
Yeah.
so old school, but word of mouth, like passing out flyers in your neighborhood,
Oh wow.
knocking on doors, prospecting, going to gyms. Doing it the old fashioned way for me is the best way. It's not always about social media. It's not always about who's who, what is what, because those loyal clients are the ones that are sitting at home, not that big, and they'll support you. So if you give customers a good experience and just make them feel welcome and special, it can actually do good for your business. And they're going to tell their friends, they're going to tell their families, they're going to tell their followers on social media. But if you also pump money into marketing dollars and generic ads, we all know that helps as well,
Yeah.
because it's just going to get another revenue stream, and seeing people online look at your business.
Yeah.
And also, just, I feel like if you're in the beauty industry, create products, because products is also a good thing to offer to help your clients, and that will
Yeah.
bring them into asking about other services. So I just feel like, to grow a brand, I feel like we're all human. We all just want to feel loved. Just be yourself, grow your brand by how you feel, and have a great team. And I'm so old fashioned. I'm just like, I like prospecting with my neighbors, with the local gyms, with
Oh wow.
local communities, donating stuff, because at the end of the day, for me, it's not always about revenue. It's like, if I make money, I want to give to others and make sure that they know the importance of keeping yourself healthy and keeping your skin healthy. And
Hmm.
beauty services can also be also natural, not just so like cosmetic, because we live in Los Angeles, so
Yeah.
I just feel like, just do what makes you feel like, what makes you feel just happy, and it's gonna go the good way if you keep focused. So I just feel like, do what you feel is right for your business, and if you
Yeah.
keep going, keep motivated, keep pushing, it's gonna allow you to transition and just build a brand, because if you love what you do, people are gonna attract no matter what. So
Oh,
that's what I
I
feel
love
about
that.
that.
I love that. I love
So
that a lot.
yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Um, you spoke quite a bit about your marketing mix. You do a lot of offline marketing efforts. You do. You spoke about passing out flyers and like really connecting with customers offline. Talk to me a little bit more, or are you able to speak on those offline marketing strategies that you do, and what type of results do you see from those offline marketing strategies in 2024?
I feel like when you're offline, I feel like I'm just connecting with my community, and it's just more authentic. I'm speaking to a person that I'm actually face to face with,
Yeah.
and they feel just more comfortable. I also have some of my girls at work. They go pass out flyers in the community, and it just, I just feel like it's more personal. I'm just so old school because I just see better results with that, and it's just, I like to connect with all, like, just with the community, and that's it. And I like to be face to face with people and just talk to them and see what their needs are, because I feel like you get a connection and they feel more comfortable, and they're quicker to book than just an online ad or
Mm.
anything like that. Even though online ad spaces are good to pump up, because it gets an eye on your business, but I'm just old school. I don't know. I was just always taught as a kid, like, I would see my dad kind of do the same thing, connect with the community, donate, do little booths at farmer market. Just like, that's how I like to connect it, and that's just what I'm going to continue to do with my business, and that's what makes me happy.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So
I mean, especially now, online channels are getting more and more saturated by the day, right? Like social media is very saturated. You have every single business in the world running ads on Instagram and Facebook, Google, you
exactly.
name it. So being able to like go the extra mile and really connect with your customer in IRL. I mean, honestly, that's like that's an extra step that a lot of business owners just may not even be willing to do. So if you're able to really get out there, get in front of your customers, build that relationship one to one with a customer, that's vital. It may not always scale, but it will definitely get you those loyal customers. And I think you're already seeing that firsthand. And I love that. That's absolutely amazing. Um, but I am curious though, since you do a lot of things offline. Um, do you have you ever thought about doing events and activating with events? Is that something that's a part of your roadmap in your marketing mix?
Yeah, I've done a couple events where I donate. So for
Yeah.
me, it's not all about always getting paid for stuff or whatever. I do donate. I've done quite a few events where I just donate my products to different events and sponsor them and do all of that. So that's something that I do often.
Okay.
I'm very involved with the cancer community. So if I could do anything to help with any skin cancer patients, any women that have lost their breast, I'm willing to donate free services just because that's just something that I like to do is donating to people. So I
Yeah.
do a lot of events and I do enjoy donating to certain causes. So yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. No, that's very noble. I love the sound of that. You're definitely supporting causes that matter the most to you. And I'm so proud to hear that you're doing that. Um, but what about the party goers,
Mhm.
right? Party goers, they love their skincare. They love to look good, right? Especially in Los
Mhm.
Angeles and major cities like Miami and New York. You know, I hate to say it out loud, but it's shallow. It is. But that's just what people love, right? Um, like like when we host a lot of events, right? Like a lot of pool parties. I believe we personally have a upcoming event at the Sky Bar at the Montreal Hotel next month. Um, so if you're talking to like an event organizer like myself,
Yeah.
right? Like how should we think about promoting skincare amongst our guests at these pool parties? Like what what type of like how would you recommend we educate our guests to make sure that they feel the most confident with their skin when they're socializing in these, outdoor spaces?
So for me, I always say sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen. So maybe you can incorporate a couple of products and things that can spark people by giving free gift bags. Content is key also, like when other people are tagging you. I focus on quality over quantity. So you can also get a group of influencers, invite them down with like giving them free gift bags, running regular giveaways. You can also engage by putting aside a booth, having samples of skincares, playing cool games.
Hmm.
I've done it before. I've done like a booth, and then I had like a spinning wheel where
Oh,
clients would come and just spark their interest on products. So just like being interactive with people, making it also fun at events for them, and and no matter when you make something fun, someone's videoing you.
yeah.
So it also can get the brand out there by just doing fun activities with them and just making it. I feel like everything in life should be fun and educating. So educating on why you should be applying sunscreen, why I love my spray tan or self tanning mousses, and just having samples, and why you should be using it with little flyers or anything that can spark them with education and fun.
Hmm.
Anyone is going to want to be involved in it.
Yeah.
And then just making sure that you look presentable, obviously, at these events, and just really educating them is very important on a lot of topics. So for me, I like when I go to events, I want to be educated and I want something fun, and I like to get like samples. So I think
Yeah.
that's the best thing.
Okay.
So
No,
yeah.
especially when you think about like the male consumer, right? Especially male, um, uh, African American males, right? And we tend to think that we don't need skincare. We're melanin, right? But that is so wrong, right? Um, how should we be thinking about?
So I always say, no matter what your skin color is, everyone has melanin. So anyone at any time can get skin cancer. Anyone at any time can uh, get skin damage, aging. So it's not just color, it's just education. So
Yeah,
when people say that, I feel like it's very ignorant because no matter what, everyone has skin and everyone has melanin,
yeah,
and your melanin can be affected no matter what.
right.
No matter what. So the more protection I say that you can do is always just wear sunscreen. Me, I avoid laying in the sun for too long. So for me, that's why I created my own, remedies. That's why I created my own self tanning products. I created my own, spray tan solution. I'm obsessed with just protecting your skin. So anyone that doesn't want to protect their skin, they just need to be educated, and that's it. It's all about educating. Doesn't matter what color you are, anyone can get skin damage.
Hmm.
They can age because of certain things. So just educate yourself. That's all.
Yeah.
All I do is do what I love, and all I can do is just educate you on the things that I studied and I know. So that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And believe me, a lot of people do not know that. And so I love that you're able to really educate us and help us understand how we should be, we should approach skincare and why we should be thinking differently about skincare. I love that a lot. Can you explain like what great skincare is, and what's the connection to great skincare, and how does it increase confidence in social spaces?
So for me, um, skincare is very important because we want to look good to feel good. It's all about your confidence inside also,
Yeah.
which is the glow up. We want to feel our best, especially when we're surrounded by our friends, our families, our peers. Even if we may be, you know, having issues with our skin, um, it's always starting within. I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
You maybe want to consume better food.
Hmm.
Um, you want to be doing good juices. Everything that you put in is going to come out. So for me, everything's internal. So the first thing I say to someone that is lacking good skincare or anything, I always say, what's happening on the inside? So, like I said, it's all about educating your client and telling them and asking them what are they doing at home?
Yeah.
What are you consuming? If you're drinking soda and eating fast food every day, it's going to come out of your pores. Sorry, that's just what
Yeah.
happens when
Yeah.
you're not consuming proper food every day. So, the main thing is just figuring out what the issue is internally, like everything. Like if you, like I said, you have to feel good within to project. Like that's with everything. Like be a good person and you can attract so many things. So it's the same thing with your skincare. I feel like everything you're consuming inside is going to project out. So I just feel like if you are not just doing your remedies on the outside, you need to be doing your remedies on the inside to also have good skincare. And a lot of people don't know that either. Is your what you're intaking and eating every single day and drinking every single day is going to project out of your pores.
Yeah.
That's just what happens. So to have good skincare, it starts within. I'm just going to say that it
Yeah.
does start within. No matter what, it's going to start within with what you're consuming, and all of like the other stuff comes secondary for me because
Yeah.
I always say what is being consumed, and after that, these creams, everything else is just a second step to helping your skin as well. So staying hydrated,
Mhm.
drinking a lot of water, is very important daily for good skincare. There's also eating well, taking your vitamins.
Yeah.
I'm a juicer. I love to juice. Like I just have a thing about juicing just because I grew up that way. So I'm like kind of built off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Juicing with natural fruits and vegetables is just something that also helps you internally to get great skin. So
Wow.
that's one other way that I think that people can achieve wonderful skin is just doing education on what helps you
Mm-hmm.
internally to promote healthy skin. And then after that, skincare process and taking care of your skin is also a key factor. But first start with internal and then all of that will come along and just off of educating to going to see your dermatologist, your esthetician or
Mm-hmm.
whoever that may be to help externally.
Right.
So,
Right. No,
yeah.
100%. But a lot a lot of our listeners, are, within the nightlife and hospitality spaces, and these people are party goers, right? They're out there, all summer long. They're at every single pool party, right? They're consuming a lot of alcohol, and I know there are some downsides to alcohol consumption, right? How should these party goers, like? I mean, you gave a lot of tips already about this, right? About you want to subsidize the alcohol consumption with less alcohol and better healthy eating. Is there anything else that these party goers should be thinking about if they are consuming alcohol but still want to have really good skin?
I mean, the best thing is to do is maybe drink a little less and drink a little bit of water.
Okay.
Drink some water. But
Water.
I mean, there is balance. There is balance. You can have a good time, have a couple cocktails. The next day, maybe like have some beet juice because that really cleanses the liver. There's also vitamin like hydration, IVs that can help promote the balance to alcohol and keeping yourself healthy. There's always a balance to things. Just don't overdo it. And if you're in the sun, just wear sunscreen. That's it. Wear sunscreen. Make sure you're just staying hydrated. And there's a balance to everything. So just make sure that whatever you're doing, just make sure there's a balance and you're having fun. And just don't overdo stuff. You know what I mean? There's always
Right. Right.
needs to be a balance, and make sure you know like what you're consuming,
Hmm.
and just making sure there's a balance. That's all I'm gonna say.
I love it. So we can still enjoy our favorite cocktail, but just make sure at
Yeah,
moderation and there's a balance to it.
there we go.
Got it.
Has to be a balance to everything in life, right?
Yeah,
Everything.
yeah, no, 100%. 100%. Otherwise it would just be no fun at all. So I love it. Okay.
There
So
you
I
go.
want to segue into more about, you know, the brand marketing side of things, right? You know, I imagine with a brand like yours, with products like yours, uh, doing event activations, experiential marketing would help you be in front of your consumer because you spoke a lot about engaging your customers face to face. I would imagine experiential activations would be a big part of your strategy. Um, have you been doing any of that? Are you able to share a little bit more about what's been your strategy behind your event activations? How do you approach that?
So I'm working on a big campaign that I'm doing, which is going to be a billboard. It's going to showcase one of my products that I've been working hard on. I got together with a group of friends and a couple of influencers to do a big photo shoot, and it just highlights my product, which is Rich Tanning Mousse. I think billboards are just good and fun, and it keeps people, attention on them. Everyone loves to have a billboard, right?
Yeah.
And see something that it comes to life, and people can drive past. So it's also good marketing. But I like to grab people's attention with that. But I've been spending a little bit of time on that, just trying to figure out where I want it and all of that.
Yeah.
But online campaigns is also good, like I said, and I'm hoping to get this finished very soon. So stay tuned for that. That's just something I've been working on. But yeah, that's pretty much
Yeah, I love that.
what
Okay,
I'm
so
thinking.
you are
Yeah.
gonna roll out a big billboard.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I saw it. And What about do you have any interest in reaching like party goers? These people would love to, obviously they would love to know about your products and shop your products. Um, is act like maybe doing an activation at a pool party this summer, or maybe doing an activation at a nightclub even. Is that something that you've ever thought about?
Yeah, I just recently did an event over the weekend at the W. Yeah, it's something that if I'm interested in it and it meets my criteria and my brand, and I feel like it's gonna help with my brand because I don't, you can't say yes to everything, but
Yeah.
anything that aligns with what I'm doing, I'm absolutely open to doing partnerships and partnering up with people. I always love, helping other collaborators or party goers or event spaces. I
Yeah.
would definitely partner up if it's aligned to what I'm doing. So absolutely.
Oh, I love that. I love that. We recently spoke to another guest that was just on this show about, about how they love to do like cross industry collaborations and how they saw a lot of success in it. And I love
Mhm.
that you mentioned the W Hotel. I think, beauty brands who are innovative and they are able to identify the opportunity in cross industry collaborating and partnering with like a hotel, for example, um, that's like a huge way to unlock growth. Um, if you could really like find that type of synergy and unlock that opportunity. So I'm really excited to hear that you've done that. Um, so like, are you able to talk a little bit more about what type of like results you've gotten from that? Were you happy with some of the ROI you saw?
Yeah, I mean, uh, yeah, I have loyal clients, so I'm booked and busy quite often with clients. Like I said, whatever event you're doing, you're always going to get eyes on you. So no
Yeah,
matter what you're doing and you're helping other brands and collaborating with people, you're always going to get eyes on you, and you'll always get that one person coming to you and booking you because of you're doing these events and they feel confident because you're partnering up with these people. So absolutely, every time I do any event, I feel like I do get clients and eyes on the business.
yeah,
Like I said, I been doing this for so long. So I do have like loyal
yeah.
clients that I see all the time. And it's all about getting, right, those new clients out there. So these events are actually wonderful to meet new people and get
Yeah.
eyes on it. And no matter when I do a collaboration with something, I always get something out of it. Absolutely. I really do.
Oh wow, wow! Congratulations on that. I love that your business is thriving. You're someone who I look up to a lot. Just your hustle, your work ethic. It really speaks volumes. Um, but out of curiosity, though, like, are there any other brand partnerships that you're thinking about? Are you able to talk a little bit more about that?
So I'm really selective on any brands I connect with.
Yeah,
And like I'm just very selective because this is like a true passion to me. I do this not just for the money, but also helping others within my space and the girls that I do work with. I want to also help it align to things,
yeah,
but whatever aligns and fits in my current products and still embodying much of what I'm doing and what I'm empowering for other people, I feel that I've recently been speaking with great collaboration people that I'm offering, like you said, events. And
yeah,
that's what I'm trying to do more as event spaces, um, just to get more eyes and just networking in person with people.
yeah.
I think is what I want to do with my brand is the event spaces, having those booth setups and just talking to everyone that's coming in, the community that's coming to these events face to face.
Yeah.
And um, I think if it aligns with what I'm doing, like I said earlier, then I am glad to partner up with people. But like I said, you always have to be specific and just say yes to certain things that align. you can't say yes to everything just because it sounds and looks good, but it may not align with what you're doing. So whatever aligns with what I'm doing, I'm more than happy to partner up and promote and get more eyes on me. So yeah.
I love that. I think understanding what those core values are, right, making sure that those values align with partners is key, right?
Exactly.
Um, Not all partners have the shared values. Sometimes, partners might want different things, and it just doesn't work. I
Exactly.
really love that you really pay attention to that quality of the relationship and being able to identify if the synergy actually fits naturally before you really kind of take that leap and commit to any type of partnerships. I think that's vital, to be completely honest. All right, to segue just a little bit, I want to just kind of like talk a little bit more about, you know, just how you view, your brand overall, from an audience standpoint and how you build audience around your brand. Like considering today's landscape, like what else are you doing to make your brand message resonate with your audience?
So for me, we all know there's a lot of competition, right?
Yeah.
A lot of competition. No matter where around the world you are, there's always going to be that
Mm-hmm.
competitor or someone that is making noise out there.
Yeah.
Someone that has more money, less money, whatever it is, they're going to be making noise. For me, I really stand out because I show my passion towards truly helping my audience and understand their needs and their solutions.
Mm-hmm.
And I also do regular podcasts just like you, and I interview and I invite guest speakers to talk about their specialties and certain areas
Yeah.
of interest to also further help and understand awareness to everything from beauty spaces to fitness to wellness to mental health. And I'm very, very serious about mental health nowadays, COVID and all of that. So
Yeah.
I just consider any brand, just be authentic, be yourself, love what you're doing. Don't just do it for money because the money will come if you're truly passionate about what you're doing. And that's going to just resonate to your audience, being authentic and just having that passion of helping others. For me, is why I do this, is because I love helping people feel good, look good. If I can give you advice about how to do these things, because I work so hard on my mental health by seeing my therapist. I work so hard on making sure I'm taking my vitamins, my juices. If there's any ebooks I create, I do have ebooks that I create for people to follow how I schedule out things.
Yeah.
If there's anything that I can do to help, I do it because I do it not just for money, but I do it for helping others. And everything attracts to you if you're actually authentic in what you do, not just because you are needing to do something to live every day. And that's what my key factor is in anything I do. I want to do it with a purpose.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so particular with everything, and everything that I align with is I'm kind of like, I kind of have OCD with stuff because there's some
Yeah.
stuff that I like. I'm just like, I should have took that opportunity, but I'm just like, I just didn't. My gut was just like, no. And it just didn't align a certain type of way. And I didn't feel the passion or something about it.
Yeah.
And I always say, follow your gut and just do what makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't force things ever.
Absolutely.
Because when you force things, I feel like then you start getting in your mental health
Mm-hmm.
awareness, and you start just not being happy. And I've learned that just by being a yes person. I've learned that if I'm always saying yes to stuff, I start draining myself and giving my energy to too many people, and I can't give it to my staff. I can't give it to motivating other people. So
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like my brand just resonate with being authentic to yourself and helping others achieve their skincare goals. With all of my products and everything I'm doing at Sunless Glow Beauty Bar is just because I want to help and help achieve people feeling well,
Yeah.
not just externally, but internally by educating them.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that a lot. And I often say that, building a brand is a marathon, it's not a sprint. right? It's about showing up consistently, delivering those experiences to your customers consistently, and building that brick by brick, and being consistent for the long haul. There isn't any real trick or gimmick or just one TikTok video that goes viral. That's not typically how it works, right?
No.
Being able to have like a long term strategy and understand the viewpoint around that and knowing how to like execute against that day in and day out, that's how you build that brand. That's how you build a loyal audience that really buy into your brand and your products. And that's something that you've been doing so well. I've honestly been behind the scenes as a huge fan.
You have.
you know
Yeah.
just
You came into my store. I remember. It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah,
you've seen my journey. And the only thing I ever say is you have to just stay consistent. Nowadays it's sometimes so hard. Sometimes we get in those moods where we're just like down and we feel good and then we feel down, but it's okay. I'm going to honestly say it's okay to take a mental break. Take the time off. Like I always tell people, the internet is not your real life.
yeah.
So don't be upset if you disappear to get your mental health back right. And if you have so much on your plate, sometimes you need to disconnect to reconnect to make a better you, a better person to help other grow. And you come up with amazing ideas when you disconnect sometimes. So
Yeah.
it's all about just being consistent and just connecting to where you feel comfortable and when you're ready. Because no one can tell you when you're ready and why did you stop doing this and why are you disappearing? Is everything okay? You can be okay and disconnect sometimes. So the main thing I would say with any business that anyone is in, just stay consistent. Make sure that your mental health is right. And it's okay to take a break sometimes from people.
Yeah, yeah,
From, like I'm telling you, from
100%.
people. I'm not saying your business, but just from people in general. You can disconnect sometimes,
Yes.
especially with online. There's so much going on, so much stuff going online where it's false information, and
Mm-hmm.
and people are so self-absorbed
Mm-hmm.
with the presence of it. It's not that serious. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
be your authentic self. Your people, your team, your friends know who the true you is.
Yeah.
So my advice is just be yourself and make yourself happy first. Don't try to please anyone, because at the end of the day, like I say, your customer is not going to, like, I'm being 100% honest, your customer is probably not going to be your friend. Your customer is probably not going to be your family. It's going to be the other people supporting you before all of that.
Yeah.
Some people, I hear stories, luckily I really have good friends, but I know business owners where it's just like sometimes their family doesn't even, family or friends don't even support their brand sometimes, and you're seeing them
Yeah, 100%.
do that. And there's other people online that do way more than your family or friends do, but don't let that get to you because they're still watching you.
Yeah.
Just make them happy and keep them motivated because they see what you're doing.
Yeah.
But a lot of people that I'm around, like some business owners, they're like, oh, well, my family doesn't support. I'm like, don't even worry about that.
Yeah.
Just worry about making yourself happy, and it comes out, and other people will support you.
Yeah. And
So don't, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Just stay committed onto your goals and keep in your own lane and just stay focused on what you want to achieve, and all of it's going to align no matter what.
I love
That's
that.
that's all that I feel like is the truth, because at the end of the day, this life is so short,
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
and you just want to make yourself happy and help others. That's all.
Yeah, 100%. And to piggyback off of that, I tell people all the time that it's really about your target audience. Sometimes your friends and
Exactly.
family just isn't the target audience for your business. And that's okay.
Exactly.
That's okay. Because if they're not the target audience, you don't really want them buying your product anyway, because the product isn't for
Exactly.
them. You know, there's billions of people out there who want your product, who are your target audience. As a
Mhm.
business owner, focus on that. Focus on speaking to the people that your products are meant for, and the relationship will grow gradually from there. And that's something you figured out so well. Super proud of you for that. Um, but to kind of
Appreciate
like
that.
switch gears a little bit, you spoke a lot, um, but I'm curious though, like, do you see Sunglass Glow Beauty Bar doing collaborations with nightlife or hospitality brands particularly? I know you mentioned the W Hotel. Um, how do you think about collaborations in terms of product placement in hotels or at venues? Is that something that's within your roadmap?
Absolutely. I feel like getting your products into any type of location is can only get your eyes on your brand. I do have a couple of products in different stores, tanning salons, local businesses, and stuff like that. And that is something that I been working on, which is my new tanning product, which is that I just released. I've been talking to a couple of hotels and possibly might be getting them into hotels. And absolutely, like I said, if it aligns with, if it aligns with them and aligns with me, I'm absolutely gonna collaborate because it fits for both of us. And I believe that it's very important to choose your alignment. And if it aligns, I will absolutely put my product on their shelves to grow the business too, because it's very important for people's eyes to be on everything that you're doing if you are trying to build a brand. So,
Well, I love that.
same.
Absolutely. I think honestly, there's like I could see the synergy now. You know, when people go to hotels, they go to a resort, they want to lay out by the pool, they're tanning, and I think, having your products right there at their bedside just fits so naturally. So I don't see why a hotel wouldn't want to work with you on that. You've done very
Exactly.
well. This conversation was very enlightful. I learned a lot about just skincare in general, just chatting with you. But before we like wrap things up, though, um, is there anything you would love to like share with the listeners? Anything that you have coming up, or any like product launches you want the audience to know about?
No, you guys can just, if you guys want to follow what is going on, you guys can subscribe on my website, which is sunlessglowbeautybar.com. And then we also have our richtanningmousse.com that you can get email blasts that if we are doing any current events, we do send email blasts to you guys. If we're doing any promotions in store, like I said, in my store, we do body sculpting, we do medical tattooing, we do spray tanning, we do micro needling, we do a lot of services. So if you want to just check out my website, yeah, we will get you going and glowing. That's all I'm gonna say. Just subscribe, and we can give you all of the information through email if anyone wants to reach out through my personal Instagram or email. It's Giovanna Alexsandra. And my email is on my Instagram. Other than that, it's been a pleasure talking to you, Charles. I really enjoyed this podcast with you.
Thanks
So I'm
so
looking
much.
forward to catching up in the future.
Yeah, thank you so much, so much. And I have to make time to do another stop at your store soon.
Yes. And I want you to come to the Pasadena location. There's a lot to catch up on too. So
Wow.
we will talk and yeah, we'll go from there.
Sounds good, Giovanna. It was a pleasure. This conversation was so delightful. Thanks again for hopping on the How to Be a Host podcast. And we'll connect soon.
And thank you.